This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know for this Monday, July 22nd, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. Item number 5 today, of course, is Joe Biden. After weeks of speculation, and as we speculated on Friday, Joe Biden on Sunday made it official. He is standing aside, dropping out of the presidential campaign, making the announcement with a post to X, an open letter. Quote, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term," end quote. There was more to it, but that, of course, is the important line from that letter. A few minutes later, he posted another note to X endorsing Kamala Harris as a Democratic Party nominee. Now, that remains to be seen as to whether she will be the nominee. We'll talk about that in just a moment. A couple of thoughts here. This had to be the conclusion of a long negotiation between the Biden family and the Democratic National Committee. It was pretty obvious after that disastrous debate performance against Donald Trump that Joe Biden is just, and I say this with no joy, because again, if you've got a family member that you've watched go through a cognitive decline in their latter years, this is just not fun to watch. So I'm saying this as an American. I would rather see my president, even if I disagree with him, in full command of his faculties. And it's clear, and it has been clear for quite some time, that President Biden is not. However, to get him to stand aside, the DNC probably had to come up with a pretty attractive exit package, a golden parachute for Joe, Jill, and the rest of the Biden family that has profited from Joe Biden's political career over the last 52 years. Second, does President Biden actually think Kamala Harris can win? Behind the scenes, according to insiders, he does not. Now, recently, he's been changing the tone of his responses in this discussion from Kamala can't win to, do you think Kamala can win? I don't think she can, and I don't think President Biden thinks she can, but at this point, it was clear that he wasn't going to win either. And so the only remaining question to be answered, which apparently was resolved prior to this past weekend, what it would take Joe to leave. We may never know the answer to that question. Topic number 4, who's up next? Will it be Kamala Harris? And if so, who will be her running mate? I don't see the Democratic Party having an easy time choosing someone else simply because they've made diversity, equity, and inclusivity such an important part of the Democratic Party's platform. Joe Biden, in fact, made it clear when he was running for president back in 2020 that the main qualification for his vice presidential running mate would be a black woman. No others need apply. So at this point, how did the Democrats bypass Kamala Harris, even though she was such an unpopular candidate when she ran for president in 2020 that she dropped out before the primary in her home state of California, where she was trailing by a wide margin the old white guys, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. So, will she run? The Democrats may have no choice. Who runs with her? There have been some names floated, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan being one. Michigan is an important swing state, and if Whitmer were on the ticket, that would probably tilt Michigan to Biden. However, reportedly, and again, this is not attributed to some, these are people speaking off the record, so we don't know how much truth there is to these reports. But reportedly, Gretchen Whitmer is not interested in running as Kamala Harris's vice president. She sees it, reportedly, as a losing proposition, not wanting to tie her fortunes to what she sees as a lost cause, meaning Vice President Harris. How about Josh Shapiro, governor of the state of Pennsylvania, another important swing state? That might do better for Harris, but again, no inclination yet as to whether Governor Shapiro, unlike Governor Whitmer, would be open to such a discussion. We will see. Who would win against Donald Trump? At this point, especially after the event of last weekend in Pennsylvania, President Trump's popularity is probably at an all-time high. At this point, it appears that anybody the Democrats put up against Donald Trump is headed to defeat. Democrats with real aspirations for the White House probably at this point looking to sit out and wait until 2028, where they could run presumably against J.D. Vance. Topic number 3, a real coup. Here's the thing to keep in mind about all of this. Forget January 6th. What we've just witnessed in the Democratic Party is an actual soft coup against a sitting president who was installed by the people who just ran the coup. The deep state just colluded with big money Democrat Party donors and heavyweights inside the party, like Barack Obama, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, to push a sitting president out of the race, despite the fact that he was the choice of Democratic voters in the primaries. They did it not because of any concern for President Biden and his health, his mental fitness for the job of President of the United States. They did it because his cognitive decline became so obvious that it now was reflected in the polls. And they were looking at a massive defeat in November, not just in the White House, but down ticket as well. A lot of Democrats in the House of Representatives and the Senate looking at much more difficult paths to re-election or candidates trying to unseat Republicans than if somebody else was at the top of the ticket. That is why this happened. The will of the voters had nothing to do with this. This is a soft coup that we are witnessing in real time. The hypocrisy here is breathtaking. They claim they're trying to save democracy because Donald Trump, they say, is a threat to our democracy. And they're doing it by removing the candidate that the Democratic Party voters in the primaries chose overwhelmingly, not that they had many options, but still, and they're going to replace him with another candidate chosen without input from the voters. They're saving democracy by killing it. Topic number 2, Israel. Meanwhile, over the weekend, Israel got some payback as they launched a long-range airstrike against a port in Yemen. You might remember Yemen at the end of last week hit Tel Aviv, central Tel Aviv, with a bomb-laden drone, killed 1 person, injured 8 others. The Israeli Air Force struck the Red Sea port of Hodeidah, hope I pronounced that correctly, in Yemen on Saturday night. At least 6 people killed, dozens others injured. The attack ignited huge fires by igniting oil and gas tanks, which were hit deliberately to start these fires. This port, according to Israeli sources, used to bring weapons to the Houthis who run the country of Yemen, that is, from Iran. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu saying that this was the entry point for weapons supplied by Iran to the Houthi terrorist proxies. The Houthis have used those weapons to attack Israel, to attack Arab states in the region, to attack many others, end quote. The Houthis and Saudi Arabia been in sort of a low-grade proxy war, the Saudis versus Iran, for quite some time. In response, the Houthis fired a missile at southern Israel on Sunday morning. This was shot down before it reached Israeli airspace. Direct attacks on Israeli and Yemeni soil by those two nations is an escalation of what's been going on there since last October 7th. So we will continue to watch this situation and pray that it doesn't spread to other nations in the region. Coming up, after Biden's announcement Sunday, the media melts down. That's next on 5 and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can easily and conveniently stream this incredible new film, Void Earth Cataclysm Before Genesis, right now at skywatchtv.com/stream or on the mobile app for immediate access. However, if you'd like to receive your own hard copy on DVD, Skywatch TV is proud to announce the Void Earth Ultra Collection. When you order this exclusive collection from the Skywatch TV store, you'll receive the brand new documentary from Defender Investigative Films, Void Earth Cataclysm Before Genesis, along with Dr. Thomas Horn and Reverend Donna Howell's best-selling book, Before Genesis, The Unauthorized History of Tohu, Bohu, and the Chaos Dragon in the Land Before Time. These powerful works present astounding revelations like no other, taken directly from the Word of God, the conclusion to the events of Genesis that merges all contributing voices from not only the young and old creationist groups, but the scientific community as well into one balanced and agreeable climax. They reveal precisely how ancient archaeological sites like Göbekli Tepe and the Doorway of the Serpent point irrefutably to an intelligent race of beings here on Earth thriving before the time of Adam and under Lucifer's fallen dominion. They pull back the veil on exactly what the earth was like during the without form and void era of Genesis 1-2, and so much more, featuring Dr. Michael Lake, Derek Gilbert, Reverend Donna Howell, Gary Stearman, and the late Dr. Thomas Horn in what would become his last documentary appearance ever. But that's not all. You'll also receive 315, The Genesis of All Prophecy by the legendary Rabbi Eric Walker. This prophetic, convicting, and heart-rending book exposes anti-Semitism as Satan's plan to eliminate the Jews and the catastrophic consequences the world will face if this agenda succeeds. Sold separately, all of these items hold a retail value of $75. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Void Earth Ultra Collection now.
Item number 1 for this Monday, the media meltdown Sunday afternoon. Liberal media spiraled into a cacophony of grief and mourning Sunday afternoon following the news that Democrat President Joe Biden had stepped out of the 2024 race, even though he'd won the primaries, gotten all the delegates needed, more than enough needed to confirm him as the Democratic nominee. CNN's Van Jones was very emotional, actually got teary-eyed on camera while speaking about Biden's decision to back out. Meanwhile, on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow told viewers that Biden's decision to shy away from the election is not what he would have truly wanted. Instead, it's something he's done for the good of the country. She said, and I quote, "I cannot see anywhere in his personality where this decision today is possible. This is the opposite of something that is natural or easy for him," end quote. Well, yeah, Maddow is right about that, but not for the reasons she thinks. He didn't want to step aside because it wasn't in the best interest of Joe Biden and Jill Biden and Hunter Biden and James Biden and all the other Bidens who were benefiting, according to information on the Hunter Biden laptop, which Biden's own Justice Department now validates as legit. Oh yeah, that wasn't Russian disinfo after all. It's real. And all of that communication about Hunter Biden shaking down Ukrainians and Chinese and anyway. This is the end of a 50-plus year career in politics for Joe Biden, one that his family has monetized to a great degree. It's enriched his family. Joe Biden is stepping aside because the polls showed that he had no path to victory and that he would probably drag down a bunch of other Democrats down ticket with him. That is why he is leaving. So the crocodile tears from liberal pundits in the liberal media, they're projecting on a Donald Trump the things that the Biden administration was already doing, weaponizing the Justice Department for political gain. We'll see how this plays out. Again, as Christians, we're just sitting back and watching this with amusement. Just remember, our mission is still to make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and we're not going to do that at the ballot box. This week on Skywatch TV, we start a new series based on the forthcoming documentary from Defender Investigative Films, Void Earth. This is based on the groundbreaking book by Donna Howell and Tom Horn, Before Genesis. What happened before Eden? A lot of stuff, actually. This documentary includes Donna Howell, Gary Stearman, Tom Horn, Dr. Michael Lake, and yours truly, talking about what information is contained in the early chapters of Genesis before God said, "Let there be light." There's actually a fair amount there. Don't miss these programs. You can watch it right now at skywatchtv.com. Again, all of our video content is always there. Our broadcast schedule with our partner Christian Networks, skywatchtv.com/channel channels. You can watch it right now at Roku or Apple TV if you have the Skywatch TV channel on your set-top box. You can also watch it on the internet. If you watch YouTube, youtube.com/@SkywatchTelevision, rumble.com/SkywatchTV, or better yet, get our free mobile app to bring all of our content right into your smartphone or tablet, bypassing the gatekeepers of big tech and adding a number of other features as well, an audio Bible with multiple translations, a direct link to our streaming video site where you can access documentaries like Void Earth, and much more is available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. Again, it is free, and we have links to their app stores posted at skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10 online at YouTube. That's at 5 in 10 on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
Hi friends, Pastor Mike Spaulding here to announce the Go Therefore 2024 conference. We will gather Friday and Saturday, July the 26th and 27th at Harvest Revival Center in Brookville, Ohio. This year we welcome the following scholars, Bible teachers, and researchers: Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Joe Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Judd Burton, Pastor Paul Begley, Pastor Carl Gallops, Dr. Greg Reed, Tom Dunn, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny will be doing a book signing for her new book, Walking with God. Live stream is available. Ministry tables are available for like-minded ministries. Hotel and other information is on the conference website, www.gothereforeconference.com. Gothereforeconference.com. Looking forward to seeing you.